Sorry, Deputy Murphy.
Thanks, Ken Corley. Taoiseach, it's now over 2 months since I asked you how many people had paid the water charges. A simple question, one would think. You answered by telling me that you weren't here to spoon-feed me. In fact, you then advised me, and I quote, to toddle along to the audio-visual room at 4 p.m. today. That's on the 13th of May, where Irish Water will give him the answers to any questions he wishes to ask. You then told us that the purpose of leaders' questions was to tell us where to go. Of course, that was all before you declared yourself a supporter for a very long time of the idea that all questions should be answered as fully and as completely as possible. So, as you presumably know, myself and Deputy Coppinger duly toddled along to the AV room, to Irish Water, where we asked the questions. And we were told by Irish Water that it wouldn't be, and I quote, helpful for them to give us those figures. After that, I submitted a Freedom of Information request, which was rejected on the grounds of commercial sensitivity by Irish Water, which of course is a monopoly. I submitted an appeal to the FOI request and got the same response. Then, about a month ago, when Minister Bruton was standing in for you, I asked again. Instead of getting any answers, I got a cut-price ad for Irish Water that I could have got by turning on any radio station almost at any time of the day. But he did say that we should direct our questions to Minister Kelly. And in fact, Deputy Coppinger had submitted a written question for the next day to Minister Kelly, and it was ruled out of order. That's 6 different ways that started over 2 months ago with yourself, Taoiseach, whereby we've tried to get those figures. It's quite a saga in order to get very simple information.
Question, please. Thank you.
What, Taoiseach, are you hiding? What is Irish Water hiding? I think, one, many people can reasonably guess and surmise that what's being hid is a very low level of payment, especially given that 30% of people have still not registered, despite you promising a free €100 stolen from the loan parents to get people to sign up. Of course, Irish Water was happy to give that information with no scruples about commercial sensitivity. So, Taoiseach, we return again, over 2 months later, to ask 2 very simple questions. Has the Cabinet discussed the levels of payment of the water charges? And can the Taoiseach please provide information on how many people have paid, how many people haven't paid?
Thank you. Taoiseach.
I understand that Irish Water will provide that information for everybody tomorrow.
Deputy Murphy.
So, Taoiseach, I'm going to repeat the 2 questions. Has the Cabinet discussed the payment levels of the water charges? It's a simple question. I'd like you not to evade the question. And secondly, I would like you, as the Taoiseach of the country, who told me over 2 months ago to go to Irish Water where we would get the information, where in fact you said, I'm sure Irish Water will be happy to supply the Deputy with the details of bills that have been issued and paid. So over 2 months later, I'm asking you, as the Taoiseach, democratically accountable to this House, to provide this information. I think that's a very, very simple request. I think it's an important request in the context of the Civil Debt Procedure Bill, which has been proven and exposes the government's scare tactics as being all bark with no bite, where there's no direct deductions from people's income for water charges, where you'd have to have 2 court cases to get water charges off people, where you can't take the first of those cases until they've racked up a bill of over €500, so no cases until the end of 2017. So we need to have figures here so we can have a discussion on them, and I would ask the Taoiseach to answer the questions here as he is responsible to the Dáil.
Sure. Irish Water, as you know, has responsibility here. Deputy Murphy wouldn't expect me to comment upon matters that are discussed by the Cabinet. That's a long-standing business here, so I don't propose to do that. And as I said to you, I expect that Irish Water will make the information available for everybody tomorrow. And no doubt you'll have the opportunity to comment again if you wish, Deputy Murphy.
That completes leaders'